First of all, excuse the mess, but I wanted to make a video. Haven't made one in a long time. Here's the Craftsman chainsaw. Easy adjust, simple. It's having problems with it being really picky at starting. I already got it taken apart. I'll show you when I put it back together how I took it apart, because halfway through this I realized I should be making a video. But anyway, looking up all the model numbers and everything, serial number, they don't sell a carburetor rebuild kit for this. You have to buy the whole carburetor. And I picked it up for $30. And they just mail it right to your door. So anyway, again, there's a mess. I haven't cleaned up for a video in a while, so here's the old carburetor. There's nothing too obvious that could have caused it to fail or just be so picky to start. I even tried cleaning it out, resetting the high and low. That didn't seem to help. This gasket's cut here on that side, but I doubt that could, or I know that's not the problem. That's on the outside of the carburetor. Anyway, there's the old one. Here's the brand new one. There's a brand new one. They sell the same one in like Hong Kong or China on eBay. It was like 2 or 3 weeks to get it. I just didn't feel like waiting. I did notice a couple slight differences. I don't know if it's going to work or not, because they're pretty significant differences, though, if you ask me. But either way, when you press the primary throttle, it pushes on this linkage here, which instantly raises the top butterfly from, I'm guessing, a mid-range speed. Well, and it touches direct to this black lever to open it. Well, on the new one, it's just got a linkage that's crimped in one spot. So this can go pretty far before it even starts to push that top butterfly open. So I'll show you from this side. Try to do this with one hand, but so there it is. It's that far open before the top one's even moving at all. Let me show you on the old one. Well, I guess that's pretty comparable. That's about the same gap. Either way, I'm going to put it back together and I'll show you how it works, if it works. It's pretty simple to take it apart. As far as transferring it over, I'm just going to reuse this gasket because the new kit didn't come with one, and I don't feel like waiting to start it. It was really easy to take it apart, probably 3 screws and 2 nuts, and this came apart. I'm going to reuse this rubber boot. It goes on the top as well. Anyway, stay tuned. I'm going to get this put together, and then I'll turn the camera back on. Okay. So, I've got the rubber boot on the old or the new one now. Got the gasket on there. It's not staying very well, so I'm going to put it on the machine instead of on the carburetor. So these 2 mounting pegs. One on one side. I'm sorry, I'm holding the camera and I'm the cameraman, the production guy, and everything all in one, so you gotta bear with me. And it's being recorded on a cell phone, so push that all the way down. my new carburetor on. Throttle linkage before it gets too far goes in this hole back here, tucks down. You have to, I might have to put the camera down for this part, but you have to press the throttle and push that link over into it at the same time. Yeah, hold on one second. Okay, got it done. So it tucks way back in there like that. Everything's operational, everything's opening like it should. Now we're gonna, I don't know if it's better with the camera light on or off. Got it on. We're going to reconnect all our fuel lines. I tell you, for their money, if you work on your own stuff, make sure you get a kit of these hemostats. They're a lifesaver sometimes, especially when you're working on smaller stuff. I bought it from Blue Point, but I know Harbor Freight and just about anywhere sells it. Any hardware store sells them. The locking kind, and comes in a really fancy kit for the Blue Point one. The 2 oranges, 6 inches, and a 12 inch. I'm guessing. No, 8, 12 inches, whatever. And then double on the opposite side of green, but the green are angled. Orange are straight. But tell you, when you're dealing with something small, it makes a world of a difference. And then it also, for crimping off your fuel lines, so you don't have to worry about them leaking while you're working. It's just you can't beat it. Push down there a little further. And I just clamped them and left the fuel lines just hanging while I was working on the carburetor. This next one, I had to get a funky angle so I can do this one-handed. There we go. And there it is. Carburetor's on. Throttle's opening and shutting like it's supposed to. Got the choke lever. It just sits there for now. The kill switch and then air filter mount all in one. Sorry. That choke lever, it's got to sit right in the grooves of the kill switch. Alright. My 2 nuts back on. using a 5/16 nut driver. Snug it up just a little bit till I get the other nut on. It's cold here in Michigan, so you had to excuse me sniffling. One Torx bit that I needed is a TX25 to remove that. And instead of using a ratchet this time, I'm just going to use a nut driver. There we go. Not that I'm trying to give you a close-up of that bolt like it's something special, just the fact that I'm holding the chainsaw and tightening it at the same time with one hand and the camera. Alright, next would be the air filter. Sorry. Air filter goes on. Air filter cover. It just pinches on. And then the very last piece is the 3 screws. You could probably use a TX25 for this as well. I just use a flathead screwdriver because my TX25 socket won't fit. So I just use a flathead screwdriver. There's 3 screws in this. You just slide it in here tight. And it just closes down that whole assembly. Now, one thing I will show you is a special Craftsman only whatever splined driver, and I don't think it's going to focus good enough to show you. But anyway, there's very fine teeth in there. It's the only tool that'll adjust this carburetor. Since I've been working on it for so long, it was worth it to buy the tool. But your high and low jet both have these teeth, these serrated teeth. And in order to adjust it, the only way to adjust it is with this here tool. Just slides right on when the teeth line up, and then you adjust it left and right like that, or in and out, I should say. You can't use a screwdriver or pliers or anything like that because it's so deep into the frame to get to that. I mean, they're way tucked in there. So, if you're trying to figure out how to adjust your Craftsman chainsaw on the carburetor and you can't figure it out, that's the tool you need. I'm going to put it on hold for a second, put it all back together, and we're going to try to start it. Okay, we're back in business. I also forgot to mention that the kit comes with a brand new primer bulb. I don't believe this is what causes my failure because It's a pain in the butt to get it started, but once it does start, it runs fine. Before, with the bad carburetor, I'm talking probably 20-30 pulls to get it started, but then it ran perfect. So I don't believe it's the primer bulb. We'll find out, but my primer bulb was fine, and every time I took the spark plug out to test the spark plug, it was always wet. So that leads me to believe that it's not the primer bulb. So now for the interesting part is going to be full starting a chainsaw while recording. So let's try that. Give her 5 or 6 shots of fuel. It's a brand new carburetor, so pull the choke out. Gauge the brake since I'm doing this one-handed.